Who is this? That's name.
Civilian's name, Alexander Steele. No idea who that is.
Good nine's gonna be 10-6 for 10.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if I can figure out where this goes. Select. Skip it. Yeah, I couldn't find your application. I really, really looked. Really looked.
I think you found it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I just got the, click for it.
That's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Come this way. Just trying to find Kendall.
Can I come out?
Oh, you can't come help. It's a very private moment.
Oh.
Oh, let me see who's on duty.
Echo 1, 41-8.
51, 41.
10-4, welcome aboard. Hey, look. I need to put mine in there. Let's see. I think Goldman already has. The trooper. What else is good? I understand what he doesn't know about. Okay, Mr. Stone.
Yep.
Are you prepared for this interview, sir?
Yes, I am.
Like a mask you can put on and take off?
Let me.
I'm just getting really triggered right now.
Scuff in your eyes.
Oh, a little bit, Looking a little chunky.
Is your hair really green?
Oh my God! Oh my, you need to warn me before you're gonna do that. Oh my God!
Okay.
You get what was that? Oh God!
You don't
What?
put on your mask like that. Scare everybody away, man.
No,
Sir.
I just thought it would be like a regular. Oh, what was that?
Oh.
Sometimes I think 4-1's help.
Oh, okay, okay.
Channel 10 plus 1 is going to be in the active 38 with a retro custom. It's going to be southbound Prosperity, occupied one time. There's no additions required.
Your five's
Unit. $200 plus 1 is going to be 1076 delays armed carjacking.
Your five's gonna be 10-6, tag 7, interview.
You just choose your four tax exit through.
Why are you here? Why are you here? I'm just so triggered right now. I'm so triggered. Give me one moment. One moment. Okay, Mr. Stone, welcome to your interview. Surprise. Oh shit, surprise. Welcome to your interview. It's happening right now. How excited
Awesome.
are you?
Oh, it's very excited.
Okay, try not to be intimidated. I have a very intimidating presence. Sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead
It's
and
all good.
start off. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Maybe, a little bit of your background and why you feel the need to become a LEO.
Well, I back then I was protecting people, and I feel like I need to do more than that and help get stuff off the streets. And you guys do a fine job. I like to, sit back and just look at things and turn stuff around and sneak behind them and put them in let the officers know and put them in behind bars if I can. The reason I thought it'd be great for me because I see many things go out on the street and in other people's hands, and maybe I push forward getting that off and taken care of. Uh, I like to, hang out, do, and, patrol get in some areas and watch areas out here and there, see how crime is going, and that's about it.
Okay. Take a couple deep breaths. It's okay to take your time and organize your thoughts before you respond. Okay.
Okay.
Um. So, what kind of experience do you have?
Um, I don't have much experience, but I was in, done some army time back then, and I was serving back in that time, and I just felt like, retire, give up for a year, and come back and get back at maybe try this routine and just give this a go, and maybe it'll click, maybe it won't, but I feel like it might be the best spot for me to
Okay. So you have some military background and experience. You used to follow in a chain of command?
um I don't know much of that, but I mean I mean I want to follow anything possible. Haven't been one for a good year, so
I mean, but you had, people above you as a soldier in the army or the
yeah,
military. You're used to following a chain of command. Not
yeah.
your
They always have a uniform policy and orders you go through.
okay. Let's say maybe you have a little bit more knowledge than somebody who's somehow higher ranking than you, and that higher ranking officer tells you to do something, but you kind of feel like that's probably not the best choice, just in your opinion. What would you do there?
If he's a higher ranking officer, I'll take his choice and opinion because he's at that rank for a reason, and he may have a good overthought than I do,
Okay.
and it can come a bit long in the long term and help me out. So I may be doing something right, but in the long term, he may do something wrong. But I am following his order.
Okay. This is my favorite question that I always ask during interviews. This is the part where you really need to sell yourself. Okay. Think of this as like you're a salesperson and you're up for sale. You need to convince me why you would be the best applicant over others? Why should we hire you over other people? What can you bring to the department?
I can bring like get out there like, early and scope out scene stuff and like get like items or details and throw them like on a piece of paper and scratch them down and set them on a desk for someone to look at to take care of, and I can maybe minimize crime in the mornings and
Okay, so you're an early riser. You like the morning shift?
yeah, the oiler riser, and also like the evening shifts too, where it's heavy. Just the weekends, I feel like the morning shifts are better, and through the out the week, I like the higher shifts because sometimes you guys might need extra, officers on duty, and it there ain't never enough officer on duty. I mean, you guys always need a hand sometimes on something.
Okay. Just one more question before I get to the interview questions. I noticed in your application you worked as a security guard at a bank. And part of your reasoning for wanting to be an officer is you would be frustrated because you didn't get to arrest, the individuals that would be causing trouble at the bank.
Yes. So every now and then, you guys, you guys can get on calls or someone can get on calls, and you guys always make them calls. It's just every now and then you don't catch an individual. Uh, I'm not saying you don't do a bad job. I'm just saying you guys do a good job. It's just if I ever run across them at all, I mean, I can't. Only thing I can do is call. But if I'm there, I can actually do something if I'm on duty and just get them behind bars.
Okay.
You know,
Does it frustrate you that sometimes people get away? You get upset by that?
not really. I mean, if they get away, they get away. They'll. I mean, we'll give them some time. It may be a harder punishment, but they'll get the time and get the fine.
Okay, let me ask you this other question. Let's say that you do see somebody robbing a bank. And like 20 minutes later, maybe even the next day, you see what you believe to be the same individuals, but they're wearing different clothes and stuff. What would you do then?
Um, but I would question them at the most and go from there. And if it sounds like they done anything like that, then I would detain them. Well, not detain them. I would detain them for questioning. And then from there, I take them to jail or something like that.
Okay. Do you know the difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause?
If you see something pull out, like if you see a gun pull out, you can check for, a permit, and then if they got anything on them, and you see something like a hand out, you have a reasonable to search them on there, and then if you see someone that's refusing to, let you see if they have a permit, you can detain them there and search them since they're disobeying a lawful order.
I mean, to be honest, if I see somebody brandishing a firearm, that's a crime. They can be arrested for that.
Yeah, I mean, they could if they, depend where their area is and how they're using it, and if they're acting dumb with it, then yeah, they need to be arrested.
Sometimes we as officers use our discretion, though. Not every time somebody accidentally pulls out a firearm, they need to be arrested. Just
Yeah, they
depends on
just
the situation. All right, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Just get to know a little bit about your personality. Tell me about a time where your manager or your supervisor wasn't satisfied with your work. How did you discuss your issues, and what did you do differently next time?
I I usually just I take my time and go about my way and basically I do what she tells me and or he I I think if I get told to do this, then I'll do it the way she want it. If it's something that's not needed to be done that way, then I'll apologize and do it her way.
Okay. What kind of activities and hobbies do you enjoy outside of work?
Um, I usually mainly football and racing mainly.
Oh, what kind of racing? Like running races or like illegal street
Uh,
racing?
well, running races are ain't bad. You know, car races I'm not too big fan of that car race thing, but it's I mean it can get fun. Don't get me wrong, but it depends where at and which time.
What are you telling me that illegal street racing is fun?
No, legal ain't fun. It's just if it's legal like on the racetrack, it's fun.
Oh, I thought I was. Whew, that was almost bad.
Close there.
It was almost really close. All right, tell me about a time where you almost missed a deadline. How did you react when you realized you were falling behind, and what did that experience teach you?
Um, I realized not to do that again and like try to do better at it and keep up on not like falling behind. And last time, I mean, you get yelled at getting close to that day line at the last minute, last things. It's a it's
It's
a
really difficult
thing
to
to
understand
get
anything
taught
you're
on
saying.
not to do again. And notice if you get yelled at doing that, you know you done wrong for reaching that deadline at the last minute.
I keep referring to getting yelled at. You been yelled at a lot?
Well, if you're in the army, you can get yelled at for a lot of times you don't hear someone correctly. Sometimes you, you can get yelled at for certain things. It's not bad getting yelled at, and sometimes it helps you get awake a little bit in the morning.
What if you were attempting to detain or arrest a suspect that was just yelling at you, belligerent? I can't even talk English today. Just yelling at you, insulting you. What'd you do?
I would just go about my day and take him as in I mean, the person's just mad, and
You
you
still
don't
have
get
him in custody though, and they
uh
yell into your face.
person if he wants to do that, he can. Like I ain't gonna take no offense, and it's a person. Like it's not gonna hurt my feelings if he's gonna do all them things if he wants to. It's just don't let it get to you. And if he does anything, crucial, then besides the language, and you can, detain him and do that.
Okay. I'll follow up with a few more questions just to kind of get to sort of assess your situational awareness. Um, Now, there are no right or wrong answers to any of these questions,
Okay.
just informative for me. Um, let's say you're currently patrolling the streets You respond to a shots fired call. When you arrive, there's 2 officers currently on scene, and shots are still being fired. Somewhere across the city, in a different situation, a panic button from another officer is abruptly pushed, and there's a trooper who, again, is on a different scene. Do you deal with the active shooter, or do you help with the downed officer?
I would help with the down officer if possible. I would I would try to get the shooter, if possible, but the officer is more important for his life than the shooter at the same time. But if there's, I would get the shooter first, and then check on the officer after.
Okay. Let's say again you're patrolling the streets, you pull over a car. It's going to be a brown in color Albany Alpha, or just any car you want to pull over. I don't know, use your imagination. When you approach the door, they roll down the window, and you are bombarded with a very strong scent of marijuana. You ask the driver for their identification and proof of insurance. Go back and run their information, and you see that they don't have any priors. What do you do with that?
I would call in for probably back up on that, and search them and see how much they got on them, if they have any,
Okay.
and depending on the amount, if they are carrying anything over the legal amount, then we can detain them.
Do you know what the legal amount is?
I sure don't, but I know there has to be one somewhere.
What about you, Mr. Kendall? Do you know the legal amount of marijuana you can have on your person?
Isn't it like 8?
I'm so disappointed right now.
Oh shit.
So disappointed. Go look that up.
Oh well.
I mean right now. Look it up right now and give us the correct answer. While he's doing that, we're going to move on. Let's say you're responding to multiple shots fired calls at Legion Square. Something that really never, ever, totally never happens. When you arrive on scene, you see numerous individuals laying on the ground. Medics are already on scene, and you go around cuffing and detaining everybody. The medics eventually get everybody to the hospital, and there's currently 2 sides of the story, where each side is claiming the other side shot first. Couldn't get a clear statement out of either side as regards to what actually happened. What do you do when both parties are claiming the other party shot first?
I wouldn't detain anyone. At the most, I would take their weapons off of them and fine them at the most, and tell them, don't let it happen again. And I guess if you don't know what the situation is, GSR tests each one before taking the weapon off.
Okay,
See if they was involved.
If they're a felon?
If they're a felon, they're going to jail for possession of a firearm, and
Your dog.
and getting sent to jail.
Alright, I want to ask you a couple more questions, get to know a little bit about your decision-making skills. We'll start off with this one. Think about a time where you had several options in front of you to choose from, but none of them really seemed sufficient to meet your goal. How did you decide which option to follow?
I usually sit back and like I'll think of which one, and if it's if it's not the way, I'll go one way and work that way. If I need to do this and then like go somewhere, then I'll go somewhere to do it. I may not want to do it, but it's, I guess, a goal that may get me to the goal I want to get at in the future. If it took a long time, I might get there. If not, and it, I'll get there. Just it'll take a little while longer.
I really. Okay. Okay. Tell me about a time where you made an unpopular decision. How did you handle the feedback, and how would you have handled the situation differently?
Um, if I had someone and mess up on something, and if I want to cover someone, I would basically, I would go back, try to tell them, hey, I'm messed up, on this, or if I didn't give them too much fine, at least what I could do is tell them sorry, I'll fix it better next time. And even if they continue to not take it, I've done the right thing back in return.
Listen, I don't think you'll ever find a time where somebody is not wanting to accept money from an officer. Okay. So how do you take feedback? Let's say Kelly Price approaches you and says, "Listen, you're really not meeting my expectations. I need you to do better." How do you take that?
I take that as in something very serious, if it's something like that, I take it. You mean it in a way, not in a but in a good way, but in the nicest way possible. And every feedback is either good or bad. And if it's good, then you understand if it's good, and if it's bad, then it's something you need to work on in the future to get better at. I mean, everybody gets bad at something. Everyone has something that they're not good at, and
Not me. I'm good at everything.
that's good.
I'm just kidding.
But everyone has a weakness or something. Like everyone has something in a department that helps each other out. If no one ain't good at something, you get good at someday. Or
Okay, I'm glad you actually touched on that because I do think self evaluation and self reflection is very important to being a good officer, being able to recognize your weaknesses. So go ahead and tell me what you believe your weaknesses to be at this time.
um, I I believe at this time, maybe my driving for now. Like I mean, right now it can go better in the long run, but and besides chasing people, I don't think I have a problem with that personally. Which that's another thing you gotta get good at. Is if you can't chase and can't really catch anyone, and that's the main part of it. And sometimes I do decent at driving. Sometimes I don't. So I think one of my things is driving
Okay.
here and there.
All right, let's move on. Let's say two employees that you work with are having a regular conflict with each other, and they often disturb the team's balance. How do you handle that?
I try to separate them and basically talk to them, and say hey, and kind of get them down and tell them, go part your ways for a good hour or two. I'll talk. I'll help the other person out. Try to get them to back buddy if possible, or try to make them stay away for a certain amount of time, so they both can get some heat off themselves.
Okay. Are you nervous right now?
I'm not too nervous, but
Okay, I was just asking. Do you have any questions for me?
How long does how long does a shift last for a normal person?
Shift
It's up to
or
you.
It's up to me. Okay.
any additional questions?
Um. So how long does training last? Like when you get hired?
It generally lasts at least 2 hours, depending on the skill, ability, and knowledge of the individual being trained.
Okay.
Sometimes it could take up to 2 days, depending on it's depend on the individual.
You stop talking,
Alrighty.
Mr. Kendall.
Kelly is 4. Isn't
What?
it?
What?
It's 4.
What's
4.
for?
The legal amount.
I'm pretty sure it's 6. I could be wrong. I actually don't know. That's why I had you look it up.
Hotel Sierra 1135 said anything over 4 is a misdemeanor for 100 each. So
Well, then there you go. It's 4. Look at that.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
It's 4. You can't have more than 4. Okay. That's gonna
I
conclude
appreciate
your
you.
interview today.
Appreciate you taking me in on the interview.
As far as your interview results, you hear back within a week. I'll go ahead and take you on a ride along, though.
Oh,
You
I
need to go to the
appreciate
clothing
it.
store. Make sure you're wearing a vest.
Okay.
Any firearms or weapons that you possess need to be left in a vehicle or somewhere secure.
I got no firearms on me at this time.
Do you even have a weapons license, sir?
I actually don't. I still need to purchase one.
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna be
can
a
either
law enforcement officer and not have a weapons license, sir.
I'll get back in.
you
So
need to talk to
disappointed.
Cortega or somebody.
You can see a sergeant in the SASP to apply for a weapons license if you'd like.
All right.
Or Haley, or Ms. Maxwell, yeah.
Any of those individuals will do.
Or the
Sounds easy.
Huckleberry.
Here, I'll go open this door. I gotta do some paperwork real quick. Run down to the clothing store, get a vest.